Right, I was talking to Putin the cat here, and using his good old cat sense opinion. I'm going to say, watch for the BS. Silver's getting up a little bit more. It's getting close to 22. So, what does that mean? That you're going to try to scam people? Actually, it's still a buy right now. It's still way low. Um, I said yesterday with the other video, and I'm probably going to do some more videos like that. You know, they're less boring. But I just wanted to say right off the bat here, when you people looking around YouTube for financial information, how many people you think are going to get on YouTube that get, bill out $200 or $300 an hour? How many are going to do that? I don't know. I think nobody, unless they're trying to sell you something to set you up like a jerk. All right? So I'm actually telling you the absolute, well, the truth as far as I know it. Okay? Well, I should say, well, my billing rate was probably about $150 an hour most of the time. All right? But, I had to talk a lot more professional. But I talk plain, too. But anyway, as far as, silver going up to 22, I talked about yesterday, I think 26 is going to be a lot of resistance on the way up. Do I know that? No. Does it make a lot of sense for a reason why I think, is there a reason why I think that? Because there was a lot of resistance on the way down. I mean, it hit 26 a whole bunch of times. So, maybe it'll happen, 26. Maybe it's going to go up really kind of quick now, and everyone's going to get all excited. And usually, like it usually happens, when silver bugs get all excited, that's usually when it deflates a little bit, right? Because they're all like exuberant. Oh, we got the banksters on the run. Yeah, sure. I got to talk a little bit more about some of this stuff, and some of these conspiracy things and all this stuff in general in this video. But they had another Hindenburg open. That means the equities are supposed to go down. They should have been down already, they'll probably go down, and then they'll do massive QE, like something really crazy, and then it'll go way the hell up. That's probably what's going to happen. But there's going to have to be a correction, because they got ahead of themselves. Long range, the equities may go up a lot in general. It depends on what the industry is. Now, I want to talk about, a lot of people are into silver because they want to get rich. I mean, really, why the hell are they into it? It's not like somebody, I talked about silver back at really the way you could break the banksters. If you stop using the money that's paper and you start using silver, and you're actually a true, crafts person, like you're a mechanic, you're a plumber, you grow food, you fix roofs, you're a framer, all these stuff and actually you trade goods and services amongst each other and stuff that really people need, and you only use silver for it. You just broke everything. Nobody's doing that, actually. There's a lot of people that are just pure speculators. That's really what the game is. And that's one of the reasons probably they're going to lose, eventually. But the people that make the most money, I don't even want to say it's the 1%. Let's call them the 1 basis point. Basis point being 100th of 1%. 1% is not even where the real money is. It's actually 1 basis point or even below that. They make money by extreme hard work. That's no bullshit. I mean, yeah, they scam, they crook, but there's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of competition. It's like, trying to say you're going to run a race in the Olympics. You just don't do that on dumb luck. It's bullshit. If you did it on dumb luck, you'll lose the money. Just like the proof of that is, if anybody wins the lottery, they used to give it out in lump sum payments, and they don't do that anymore. They give it out in pieces, installments. They lose all their money inside of a few years. Almost all of them did. And they were in worse situation than when they won in millions of dollars. That's because it's, if you took, I always said this, if you took a person that made a lot of money in this country, and he took all his money away, and you stuck him in some other country, that person would still make a lot of money. Why? It has a lot to do with other things. Now, I'm going to say where the people that made the most money was on capital gains. Now, that's one example of why silver could be good, because you might have a serious capital gain. Depends on when you buy it. To tell you the truth, I think most of the middle class, eventually, long term, distance off in the future, is going to have a lot of capital losses. You know, that's when everybody's going to bite. You're going to say, it's the best investment in the world. They're already starting to come out. But I think it was Embry, whatever his name is, from Sprott Management. He started talking up this stuff big time. But, you know, I got to say something about these funds, too. I got some of them, but I'm going to dump them as soon as they make a profit on them. And I'm going to go with toilet paper cash and just ride it out. I don't know exactly where. I don't know if I want to be in the metals too much in electronically. Because I'll give you this example. You know, SOV is probably a paper scam for the largest amount of, for the large amount of silver they say they have in it. You know, it's probably a lot of it is a paper scam. And if it really came right down to the nuts and bolts and they probably don't have the silver backing it up. But, say somebody like Sprott, right? Maybe he has the silver in a safe. It's cool, right? He's got it all safe. It's in a Bank of Canada's vaults. I think that's where it is. Let's say Canada decides they got a financial crisis. They got to confiscate everybody's gold and silver. Well, guess what? That's right where his stuff is located. I mean, you don't have it in a mountain someplace, hiding out with a team of freaking, vigilantes with bazookas watching over it. He didn't have nothing like that. It's sitting right in the same vault with the Bank of Canada. So if this stuff really collapses, like these guys are always talking up collapse, scaring the crap out of everybody, you got to invest in gold and silver or else because everything's going to collapse. And I want to point something else. Embry was talking about this. He was talking about Medvedev. And he actually was... These freaking Russians, man. They're always talking shit about the United States and the West. Yeah, I know there's garbage going on in the United States and West. There's more garbage going on in Russia. What are you kidding me? But he says he advised all Russians to get their money out of Western banks because this is going to be a bail-in. Get the hell out of here. Maybe there will be someday, but it sure as hell ain't coming up anywhere near on the horizon just yet. And, him putting this out, he knows better, man. He's freaking trying to scare you into buying gold and silver. But if you do buy gold and silver, you're better off just buying it and hiding it someplace versus buying a fund. And, that's why these guys got the miners, because the miners are going to go way up. But, this whole speculative thing about gold and silver is actually going to be a trap for the middle class. I guarantee it. Not right now. Not right now. It's still cheap. It's still cheap. But you're going to make a lot on capital gains. And, the people that are not, somebody that has a lot of money, they're not going to store, well, maybe Mark Farber's doing that, but most people have a lot of money. If they invest in gold, they just buy it electronically. They're going to sell it. So they'll probably have a long-term capital gain, which is a lot less rate of taxation than, when you're favoring, an income tax, versus, regular corporate tax. So that capital gains is a good thing to, a good way to freaking go. But, the average guy is probably going to make out a lot better because some of these people are probably going to trade that silver for something direct. They might trade silver for, I don't know what it would be. Say it was, a car or something directly. So they might make out like a fat rat. They might. Some of the little guys can actually do better than the big guys percentage-wise if they're smart. But it really does come down to hard work more than anything. That's really what it is. Do not believe this garbage about the elite got this big scam and all this kind of crap. The only reason the elite have a scam is because most of the middle class is totally lethargic. They really are. I'm going to kind of ad-lib on some stuff, but this is actually absolutely true. When you take the truther movement and stuff like that, people come out, oh, I found the truth about this. I found it. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. They don't do anything. Even you take people witnesses at Mena, Arkansas, when they did all the drug running with the CIA and everything, or they had something with 911, they knew all about that, and you're going to go naively, they're like, oh, we're going to bring this up to the courts, and that ain't going to happen, pal. You're going to have to be a lot more devious than that to get stuff going, man. I'm telling you right now. I'm surprised, like in Arkansas, when they had all that drug running going on, some of the good old boys that were like really righteous didn't put an end to it, one way or the other. They can, man. They can. Just keep your damn mouth shut, man. But that's the kind of stuff it's going to take, for real. It's not going to be something where, oh, the truth will get out. Freaking truth. Freaking stupid if you're doing it that way. Because, that's almost like, let me put it this way. Give you an example. Like you're going into battle. Well, we'll use that as an example, right? I'm not going to play corny G.I. Joe shit here or anything like that. But say you got a battle, right? And you got one side versus the other side. Oh, the brave thing is to just storm them right from the front, right? And just, take all the bullets and freaking overpower them with sheer numbers. That's freaking stupid. You go around it, or you dig under them, or you freaking do something else to screw them up, cut off their supplies, or anything. That's how you do it. So, the truthers are naive a lot of times. That's what I have to say about that. And, that really kind of trickles down into the silver crowd, because the silver people, when the stuff goes up, they're going to think it's going to go up to, something totally astronomical and get lopsided as all hell. And that's one reason I wanted to put out about watching that gold-silver ratio. Because gold is actually a decent barometer of what's going on in inflation. A decent barometer. So if you look over, it's had a correction now, 35, 40%, went down below 1,200. It's creeping back up again. But it's a decent barometer of what the real cost of living is. So if silver gets really down to if I took a guess, the next time silver corrects, it's going to, the last time, I think it was 31, 32 with the gold-silver ratio. It might be 28 this time. And then ultimately, it might be 15. But watching that ratio is going to tell you when silver's getting too far ahead of itself, because that means your silver is going to buy that many more different things that you need. So that's some common sense. Don't be misled by all the hype that's going to come out there, because a lot of these guys that talk up silver, that are the the bigger guys, they're doing it just for themselves, because they're going to sucker the middle class eventually. Not right now. So I'm probably pissing them off. I'm probably pissing off the people that are silver and gold bugs, but I'm giving you the exact straight scoop. Right now, silver and gold is a good deal. I thought it was a good deal. I thought silver was a good deal when it was 26 to 28, and it ain't nowhere near that. But I got some patience. I'm not playing day trader, because I'm sick of those Schedule Ds, and I'm also sick of that crap where wash sale disallowed stuff that came up a couple of years ago. That really turned me off for freaking playing in and out, because that's a pain in the ass, man. It's like a pain in the ass, that's to tell you the truth. And I'd rather be, I'd rather be doing the capital gains. And watching that ratio is where it's going to play out. But watch these guys talking up, I don't know where the silver's coming from. I know Embry was saying that shit. I was like, I know where the silver's coming from. It's coming from the ground, from the mines, where it usually does, right? Get the hell out of here, pal. And they've been talking up. Just think back, all the people that talked up the COMEX default several months ago. Do we have a COMEX default just yet? There may be one sometime. But these guys will predict something for 5 years, and then it finally happens, and you say, yeah, I was predicting it all along. Oh, great. But I expect, just give it a heads up. I think silver's going to hit a lot of resistance at 26. And that might be the time when we have all these Hindenburg omens hit, where the equities crash. And everything crashes at the same time, even including silver. Depends on if it's over the budgets too. But if it's just things correcting, silver will crash too, along with the equities. But then, if it's up to like 26 or close to it, it's going to not crash down to like 18. It'll maybe go down to 22. And I think it's going to have a hell of a lot of fast life coming up here over the next year. I've been thinking this for a while, but now that I start pulling back further, it looks like every 3 years this thing has like a wave. Look at it, 2005, 2008. I mean, it crashed in 2008, but it peaked in 2008. 2005, 2008, 2011, 2014, 2017, maybe the last final one. 2014, if it breaks through 50, some people say it can go to 100. I bet you don't. I bet you don't right away. That'll be a fake out again. I think it'll hit that next Fibonacci point, 72 to 75, and then correct below 50. But there's going to be bounces. It's not going to be like straight up to 75 or nothing. There's going to be bounces in there. And then in 2017, the final blow off top, provided the United States holds together and everything else, it probably will. It will be 150 to 200. The United States ain't going to fall apart that fast, man. Guarantee you. Guarantee you, man. Oh, there's going to be drama that it is, but it ain't going to fall apart that fast. And it might not ever for hundreds of years, for all I know. So, don't hold your breath on that deal, because the people that push that argument are pushing, they're going to be pushing people into buying silver and gold at the extremely high prices. And I, consider I'm not influential enough to influence the masses. It's going to serve me just well, because I'm not really letting the cat out of the bag, really. Eventually there's going to be a lot of people panicking buying silver maybe in 2017 at $150 to $200 an ounce, and the silver bloggers and everybody else will be talking up $1,000, $1,500 at least, and it'll correct. That's what I expect. But you remember, from like $20 to even, it's probably going to go up at least a few times in like a year. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's a hell of a lot of gain. So if that happens, I'll be selling a little bit of it. Not all of it, though.